What's up, everybody? It is ID to the J with the roll away. I am the owner and creator of the radio show My CP Does Not Define Me, and we are coming back in June. We're going to launch actually the second week in June. We're looking at the second Wednesday in June to be exact. Let me give you the date here. Just make it all nice and sophisticated for you there. I'm sorry, the third Wednesday in June is when we're launching. It's the 19th. June 19th is when my CP Does Not Define Me is going to relaunch. Going to be Wednesdays at 7 p.m. That is the date that we have on the calendar for our first guest and everything in between for my CP Does Not Define Me. A lot of questions, a lot of comments about when my CP Does Not Define Me is coming back, when guests are going to be on, what's going to be going on with me. Thank you guys for tuning in and coming in with me. Sorry for the long-awaited, pushing things out, but a lot of going on. That is June I believe it was the 19th, I said. Let me double check that. Hold on. It is. June the. I'm sorry, June the 14th is when we will be launching. I had May pulled up instead of June. It is June the 14th is when my CP will be launching at 7 p.m. that Wednesday. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Couple things I want to go over at the start of everything. Just like I said, my CP Does Not Define Me will be relaunching Wednesday, June the I'm already the 14th at 7 p.m. And again, I thank you guys for tuning in with me and staying with me as we get everything back together and the new launch of the show. I'm doing some things different. Going to have some guests. Going to do some co-hosting. Going to have some shows by myself. Going to have some interviews already pre-done. Some launches are coming up. My stepmother and father are going to be on the show, hopefully in June. So we're going to have a long-awaited, show for that one. No, you won't be my first one, but you'll probably be the second or third. And I tell you, it is one of those things. Once you get it going, it's got to run smooth. And for all of you guys that have stuck with me all this time to ask when it's going to rerun, we're coming to it, guys. I've been out. We're working on the new CD. The new CD should actually launch this time next year. We're trying to have it in May this time next year, or possibly earlier. But again, we've got a lot going on. I haven't been doing many tournaments. I'm not going to be competing in Battle of the Seven Cities this year because I'm actually going up to get my fiance the weekend after that. Um, so there's a lot to get ready for there. Rental cars and hotels and packing and blah, 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 blah. So that has a lot to go into there. As much as I do want to compete in the tournament, I will be competing in 4 tournaments next year. I've been invited to 6 already. So my schedule's getting kind of full. Um, well, not wife yet, but fiance for now. But we are working on that. So that is also in the works. So that's a lot of stuff going. Like I said, there's things going on from every direction. So just to let you guys know, we're gonna be launching the book pretty soon. We're in the middle of chapter 6. We're still working on that. My typist that has been working on with me, we had to stop production for a little bit. She had to go through some things and get some things done. We should be working again in June. I want to try to get the book launched before Christmas because it would be an awesome Christmas present for you and your loved ones as far as that is concerned. And I will let you know how we're going to do that. We're probably going to go through Amazon and also through Kindle. I will let you know the details as we get into that. I don't have very many of my first CD left. I am down to 32 copies. That is all I have. I've been selling. This week I went out and sold some more and getting some extra money for the trip coming up in June to go to New York to get my fiance. Just trying to make some ends meet and have some extra financial because those tolls out there are a son of a gun. All right, so that kind of does it with what everything is going on with me. I'm actually, the couch as you see behind me is not going to be here much longer. My dad is going to come in and help get that out of here. So we've gotten rid of a lot of things. We've gotten a lot of things put in storage. I have a storage unit now. I'm not going to be keeping that very long because that's quite expensive. But what I am going to do is I am going to, for now, keep that at least for a couple of months. Sorry, I had to dart over here and get my drink. Now, all right, so the title of this and what I want to do today is, do you feel that you, as well as your dreams, are enough? Now, this is not actually a show, but it kind of is because I talk a lot about following your dreams. I talk a lot about going after your dreams, believing in yourself, going for what you want to go for. The problem is that a lot of people get stunted or their growth in their dreams gets stunted when they get shot down or they hear that first no. So there's a couple things I want to go over today and I want to talk about. In being able to dream, you have to be able to handle rejection. Because for every 15 no's that you get, there is a chance that you're going to get that yes. But you've got to be willing to put in the work to get that yes. Now, a lot of people feel that they're entitled to something. Let me say this. No one is entitled to anything but what they have with them when they come into this world. Okay? Entitlement gets people on the wrong path. When someone feels that they're entitled to something, they feel that they have to justify it. You've got to be careful with justification because when you justify something, it has to be the right way. It can't be, you can't justify something to negatively put somebody else down. You can't justify something just to make someone else feel bad. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm not saying that can't happen. But what I am saying is your entitlement and your justification have nothing to do with your dreams because you've got to wonder and you've got to look and you've got to fight for the dreams that you want and the things that you want. And you've also got to fight to make them come true. Now, the problem with that is a lot of people, when their dreams get big, they think that they're too big to handle, okay? Or when things start going right and things start rolling, they think that they're too big to handle or too hard to handle. So they stop and they don't go back. Now, let me give you an example. Last September, or last July, when I decided to put out my chair, my CD, we were working and everything was going great, okay? And then we started having computer problems where nothing was working right. We couldn't get the software to come up. Hey, Thomas, how are you? We couldn't get, the sound right. We couldn't figure out what there were pops and little pops and darts and sounds in the software that we were hearing, and we couldn't figure out why. And Steve was working hours and hours and hours, days, weeks. And he finally had to step away for a minute. We had to stop for 2 weeks shut down everything, and kind of read the manual and go back. And what we found out was that he had a USB plugged into a 3.0, where the program that he had was only designed to run a 2.0. So he had to update that and go to the proper USB to get everything to work. But if we wouldn't have taken that time to stop and relax and say, okay, what do we need to do? A lot of artists, we lost 3 or 4 of our songs because everything just kind of messed up, and it didn't sound the way we wanted, or we had to redo something, or redo lyrics, or redo harmony, or redo this, or redo that. And all of these things kept happening, and the frustration starts building. I want to talk about frustration too, because frustration is part of the journey. You cannot let frustration overwhelm you. You cannot let frustration determine what you do or don't do, because frustration can pop in and pop out at the quickest moment to where you don't even see it or feel it. And then all at once, bam, it hits you like a load of bricks, and you're like, well, what do I do now? I'm frustrated. I can't do this. Okay, there were days where we never thought the CD was going to come out because we couldn't get it to launch right. We couldn't get it to sound right. We had to figure out forms and taxes and this and that and all of this stuff that added on to the cost. And then it was, well, okay, now copyright cost. Now we got to pay for the CD. Now we got to pay for the CD cover. Now we got to pay for marketing it. Now we got to pay for, okay, and we look at it and we say, okay, let's split this, okay, and let's take it between 2 people instead of 1, so that we can make it a little bit easier on each other. And then we split the cost of the copyright, because to copyright 11 songs is $75. Now, so it's $80 really. So if you split that, it's 40 and 40, and it's not that big a deal. Well, to make a CD, everything costs about anywhere from $700 to $900 plus the copyright. Well, you split that, and you're talking about $400 instead of $900. So you're making the problem smaller, okay? And you're looking at the big picture, going, let's try it this way, okay? Eden says something. I do and still struggle. Everybody is going to do that. Okay? That is a natural part of what I'm talking about. In order for your dreams to happen, the struggles have to be real. In order for your life to go through what it's going to go through, in order for you to go through what you're going to go through, you're going to have struggles. Because what those struggles are going to do, even though it may not seem like it at the time, they're going to sharpen you as an individual. They're going to make you stronger as an individual. Okay? You're going to look at life and you're going to go, okay, this is hard. Okay? But can I get past this? This too shall pass. Part of accomplishing your dreams is realizing the struggle to make your dreams come true is real. Okay? You have to realize when you start a goal, if you really want it, you have to be enough for you before anybody else can tell you you're enough. And I don't know if that's going to make sense to people on here. Everybody looks for verification that they're enough or they're good enough from somebody else. Okay? That doesn't happen. The verification of you being enough has to come from you first. Nobody can give you that verification. If they do, it's false. Okay? And it's only going to fill that hole for a while. Okay? Now, a lot of people will try to live on that false verification. Not that it's wrong. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. For you to realize that you're good enough, no matter how many times I tell you you're good enough, if it doesn't sink into you here, that means it has to come from you. You have to get your own self-gratification from being good enough. And you have to realize that you're okay the way you are, the way that God made you. Because if you were the same as me and I was the same as you and everybody was the same as each other, the world would be very robotic and very boring. Okay? And people would realize this very quickly. Okay? So everybody has to have their own individual thought process, their own individual dreams, and their own individual way of doing things. Okay? Now, let me point something out real quick to the viewers that are watching right now. Just because something happens in your life because you're used to it doesn't mean that that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay? Just because you have dealt with shit every day or crap every day doesn't mean that that is the way your life is supposed to be. And you say, oh, it is what it is. I'm used to it. That's just the way it is. No. When you get into that mindset of being very passive and letting things slide, it becomes easier to put the stress in the back of your mind and let it sit there like a ball. And if you don't deal with that stress and you don't deal with that rejection and you don't deal with those hurtful things that people say and do to you at the time, that will continue to build and it will get bigger in the back of your head and it will cause internal problems. Weight gain, stress, high blood pressure, acid reflux. Okay? You name over and over, overeating, obesity, diabetes, all of these things, high sugar, because you're continuously trying to find satisfaction in something because somebody else is putting you down because they feel you're not good enough or you feel you're not good enough. You're looking for it with somebody else. The problem with looking for being good enough in somebody else is even if they see it, it doesn't matter because you're not going to see it until you're ready. Okay? Same thing happens with dreams. Do you feel that you, as well as your dreams, are enough? I don't think that I'm ever enough because I always want to be able to do more. I don't want to set a limitation on myself to stop at this point when I can get to this one. And that's really tough because when you say, okay, I have a goal here, okay, and when you reach that goal and you don't set another one for yourself, you get content or you get comfortable and you stay in your comfort zone, which is okay for a little while, but then you limit yourself by not seeing how high you can go. The only limitations on ourselves are the ones that we place on ourselves. No one else can place limitations on us because they don't know us. They don't know what we are and what we go through. They're not us. We see our limitations as we see them. We're the ones that place limitations on ourselves. Now, society bringing us down, that's different. That's not a limitation. That's a badgering. Okay? So we got to understand when you have something on your mind that you want to do, whether it's be a doctor, a lawyer, a veterinarian, you want to go back to school and get that degree, you want to go here, you want to go to Disney World for the first time, you want to drive for the first time, you want to get involved in a group and do a protest for the first time, you want to speak in front of people for the first. That is a classic example of a great dream. To be able to speak in front of people, there's a classic fear that a lot of people have of getting up on stage and speaking to a group of people. Okay, I have been a speaker. I'm pretty sure I've been a speaker since I was in the womb, and I didn't even realize it. I was speaking English in the womb, and my mom had this amplifier in her belly, which made her belly so big, and it was just amplifying. And I heard myself talk, and I got used to the sound of my own voice, and it just kind of ramped around and ramped around. And when I came out, all I wanted to do was talk. At 1 year old, I was speaking complete sentences. Okay? God gives you a gift. Learn to use it. Okay? Learn to have confidence within yourself before you seek confidence from anybody else. I'm going to say that again. Learn to have confidence within yourself before you seek confidence from anybody else. Okay? I believe that Winnie Wilson and Kelly's Choice and this organization that I've been working for nearly 6 years now was brought to me by God and delivered on a silver platter because he knew the passion of my heart. Okay? My dreams in the beginning weren't big enough because they had to be tempered. And see, when you have the right organization in your corner, or the right people in your corner, or the right persons in your corner, you start to realize that they're gonna nudge you in the direction that you need to go. Okay? They're gonna support you. They're not gonna put you down. They're gonna support you. They're gonna love you. They're gonna be there for you. They're gonna nurture you, but they're not gonna let you get away with what you are capable of. And I want to say this out loud, and I want you to listen to this. Whoever's listening right now, you are capable of doing more than you're doing right now. And I know you may be thinking, how do you know what I'm capable of? Trust me, we are all capable of more than we're doing right now. The question is, how do we get there? How do we get beyond our potential that we see? One of the greatest things about Kelly's Choice and about working with the Wilson family is for them to see potential that I didn't know, they taught me how to use it and build on it. Okay? So now we're talking about somebody that supports you and your dreams and realizing that you are enough just the way that you are. But to make your dreams come true, you got to get out of that comfort zone that you sit in. So let's talk a little bit about what makes us comfortable. Okay, we do things we're good at. Some of us are artists. Some of us are bankers. Some of us are good with numbers. Some of us color. Some of us speak. Some of us deliver inspirational messages. Some of us game. Some of us ride horses. Some of us are good at what we shouldn't be, tearing people down. Okay? There is something that you're good at, and I'm talking about good in a non-negative way. But there's more than one thing that you're good at. There's more than two things that you're good at. There's more than three things that you're good at. See, I allowed my comfort zone to stay right here. Okay, when I started my show, the Sports Minion Radio Show, 6 years ago now, I was in my comfort zone. I was in my little box, and I was happy doing my little thing, working on the radio, doing what I was doing, touching the people I was touching, talking about sports. I was great every Wednesday, one time, one show, 1 hour, right there. That's all you got to do. And then something inside me went, you know what? You got to change this. You can't do the same thing every day. Every day. And I remember talking to Miss Wilson and Mr. Wilson about it, and she says, you know, you're capable of much more. And you know, I looked at her and I'm like, how in the world are you going to tell me what I'm capable of when I'm sitting here doing the best I can? Sometimes we think we're doing the best we can when we're limiting ourselves inside our own bubble. When we're limiting ourselves inside of our own bubble that we create, that we think nobody else can see that we're better than we are. I want to point this out, and I want to say this the right way. Don't think that I'm talking negatively to you right now, because I'm not. I'm not. You are better than you are, but you've got to get there one step at a time, just as Justin and Melissa just said. one step at a time. You've got to take that first step of the journey before you can go to step two. You can't skip it, because when you skip it, you stumble. There are stumbling blocks in journeys, in everything you do, whether it's martial arts, whether it's cooking, whether it's getting married, whether it's coloring, whether it's drawing, whether it's preaching. Everything that you do, has stumbling blocks. But Thomas, I know that you're more than just that. I know that you're more than just that. That is not the only thing you are good at. And get the mindset out of the one thing that you're good at. The one thing. We are created to do many things. Our brains can process so many things at one time. We are amazing individuals, but we have to see ourselves as amazing individuals before anybody else can realize how amazing we actually are. Now, the difference in Miss Winnie was she knew that I was amazing, but she knew that I was slacking because I was comfortable in doing the one thing I knew how to do and didn't want to push myself further because I was lazy. Being lazy is not going to help you accomplish your dreams, folks. Being lazy is going to say, oh, you're fine. Just do the one thing every month and every Wednesday, and that's all you need to do. Just do enough to get by. Just work that 40-hour week, get paid, live paycheck to paycheck, and you will be fine. That is not the answer to life. What this is about today is you sitting there on the couch realizing that you are good enough to do more and be better than you are right now. That is not a bad thing. I am not making this or saying this to do or be a person that's talking to you to your blue in the face. I don't mind you being comfortable, but don't stay in your comfort zone all the time. You've got to expand. What a great comment right here. I love this. This is perfect. Sweat equity, one drop at a time. We are created to be people. People meaning we need to work with one another. Now, that is what is going to make this world great. When we stop hating each other and we start working together, we're going to realize that it's okay to be different. Everybody, thank you, Justin, for that. Everybody is going to have different thoughts and different opinions and different ways they want to do something. That's okay. That's called individuality. That's the way we are made. Okay? I can call Justin right now and say, I don't agree with this, but I don't know how to get here. We can sit there and talk about the problem. He's going to see something. I'm going to see something. And eventually, we're going to come to some kind of an agreement as to what we can do. The thing I want you to realize today, before I get off of this broadcast, is that no dream is too big for you to accomplish. You just have to see yourself within that position. You have heard many people say, and you've heard me say, and you've heard Miss Winnie say several times, words are powerful. When you speak things into fruition, that is affirmation. Okay? Confirming that it's happening, seeing that it's happening, speak it into existence, and it will happen. I have seen this firsthand. The power of our words can destroy, and the power of our words can build, and we have to realize that as individual people. Now, I've got about 10 minutes left, and I want to talk to you about the dream itself. You know, a dream, and I've said this before, Steve Harvey has said the coming attractions are the preview. The previews in your mind are the coming attractions of the rest of your life. And I love that saying because no one knows what is in your mind but you until you speak about it or you tell someone else. So I want you to think about something. How can they tell you you can't accomplish something when you are the first person to see it, do it, or believe it because it's in here? I want to point this out. If it's your dream and it comes from your head and you see it in your mind, that is yours. It was given to you by the Creator, by whoever you believe in, by whoever you pray to. I understand that. I'm not trying to go down that path. The only thing I'm saying is the previews in your mind are the coming attractions of the rest of your life. I believe that it's real once it's written down on paper and it becomes a goal and you strive for it, Justin. I believe that any dream is attainable as long as you work hard enough for it. Because when you put the work in and you see that you're working hard enough for it and you're moving toward it, that doesn't mean stop because it gets harder. Being a father with CP, dream became reality. Being married with CP, dream became reality. Being a musician, being a martial artist, being able to teach martial arts, being able to sing in front of people, being able to compete nationally. Those dreams became reality because myself and the support group around me and the support group that pushed me to where I am now had to put in the effort. Faith without works is dead, folks. That is the way life works. God helps them who helps themselves. Whether you believe that or not, it's the stone cold truth. Sometimes all you've got to do is get up off the couch and take that first step. Okay, I've got about 8 minutes left. Let me just say a couple of things to you guys. We are a powerful, powerful people, and we need to start acting like it. Not an abuse of power, but realize that we can make our dreams come true if we want them bad enough. And we have to work for them. We have to put in the effort. We have to go through the trials and the tribulations and the sweats and the you can'ts and you won'ts and you'll never make it. There are so many people that have told me I won't and I'll never make it. Even the own doctors on my freaking bed when I was born said he's not going to survive through the night. God had other plans. God had other plans, and those other plans have come to fruition. I am 41 years old. I have my own place. I have my own car. I have my own stuff, but I had to work for it. And the dreams that I have that are in this life right now, to be a musician, to go and perform, to actually sing on stage, to teach martial arts, to go through karate for 13 years and work my ass off to become a black belt, and to carry it with me as I go through life. Understand, there's not a one path road. We may be on the same path, but we don't have to take the same path to get where we need to go. There are stops and bumps along every road. There are cracks and detours and stop signs and construction signs, and you have to find your way around certain obstacles to succeed. But remember, in believing in yourself and knowing that you are good enough to start, get to the middle, and get to the end of your journey. And folks, please listen to me when I close with this. If you accomplish a goal, don't stop there. Set another one. If you are doing great things, be involved in greatness. Don't just stop with great things that you're doing. Be involved in greatness. Dream big, scare yourself, ask God to guide you through something you've never done before. I'm telling you, He will get you through it if you rely on Him or whoever you pray to. Realize that we are not here. We are not in boxes. We are not robots. We are human beings. I talked about this on the last show that I did last week, a couple of weeks ago. We are in charge of our own lives, but we have to see ourselves as good. We have to know that we are worth it. We have to know that we are good enough before anybody else can see that. Because when they see it and when they tell us, the first thing we do is, no, that's not true. So someone's trying to speak to positivity in your life and you're already shooting them down because you're saying, no, it's not true. Stop thinking and speaking negatively about yourself and let yourself grow. Stop stunning your own growth with negativity. Trust yourself. Get people with a positive mindset and a positive attitude that want to lift you up and not break you down because of the color of your skin or the disability that you have or the problem that you face. Understand that you and your dreams are good enough. Understand that you yourself have your own previews to the rest of your life. And also understand that no one can take that away from you. Guys, remember, we are going to launch My CP Does Not Define Me again on June 14th. Thank you guys, all my fans, for the letters and emails and questions and text messages about when My CP is coming back. I promise you we are going to get launched. Thank you for sticking with me. I will have information on the new CD as it comes out. I will have different things with the cover. We will have different packages like we did for the first one. Everybody who bought the first one has the option to get the second one. If you are interested in buying a CD from me, I've only got about 30, I believe 32 left of the original CD. I'm going to have to order more. But if you would like to order a CD, you can order one. My chair is available everywhere. It's on Amazon. I believe it's $15 on Amazon. You can get it on Apple Music for $9.99. Capital M and then lowercase y, capital C, lowercase HAIR with a space in the middle. There's me sitting on the front of in the chair writing the documents out. My buddy Stephen Taylor's on the back there, the musician that helped to do all the work. If you guys want to get a copy, I don't have a lot left. You can email me at carterdj85@gmail.com and I will get to you. If you have my information, look me up on Facebook, hit me up. A regular CD is $15. That includes shipping. A signed CD is $20. That includes shipping as well. And an 8.5 by 11 picture and a signed CD is $25. Those are the three packages that I have. So if you would like one, again, we do not have many left. I'm going to have to order more, and they take about 4 to 6 weeks to come in. So please let me know if you'd like one. If you know anybody that would like one, again, I put your name on a list when you order. And as I keep track of all my purchases, okay, the people that order and the people that get the CD, I go around and I find them and I say, okay, you ordered the first one, here's the second one. You get a discount on the second one. And all of that will come into fruition more and more as the CDs come through. So if you would like to get one, you can. It's available for download on Pandora. It is available on Spotify. Again, My Chair, capital M, lowercase y, capital C, lowercase HAIR, and you will have a chance to do that and be be part of that. So Just to show you kind of where we are with the. I had more 8.5 by 11s come in today because I had to order some of those. We were low on those. This is, let me turn it right side around. Sorry about that. This is the 8.5 by 11 that you get. That's Steven right. That's me right there on the right hand side, and Steven right there on the left hand side holding the guitar. I will sign that and send a personal message to you. I love you as well, sweetheart. Do me a favor. If you're interested in getting a CD, please, 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 please shoot me an address in in the email because I cannot send it to you if I don't have an address. Let me grab the CD for you real quick and just show you what that looks like for those of you that are trying to get a copy of this. Again, I don't have many of these left. I've got about, I believe the final count was 32 or 31. Last time I came into contact to count them all. Let me just show you guys this real quick. Most of you have seen it. Um, Again, this is what the cover looks like, and you can see the My Chair there. The band name is Making My Way. It is available on all platforms as far as that's concerned. These are all of the songs that is on the first CD. You can see them there. There's a description of Steven and myself on the back of the CD. It is wrapped in cellophane unless you tell me you want me to sign it. Then I peel the cellophane off when I send it to you. Okay? When I send it to you, make sure that you hold on to it because when the second one comes out, if you want the second one, you're going to get a discount on the second one as well. So do me a favor, help me out on that. Great to have you guys with me. Thank you so much for being part of this. I will see you soon. If you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. This is D to the J with a roll away. Thank you guys so much for being part of this. Go back and watch this video if you're just joining us. If you're coming into the tail end of this, please go back and watch the beginning of this video. It's very powerful. I want you guys to realize that you, as well as your dreams, are enough. But if you don't realize it here first, there's nobody else that's going to be able to tell you that you are to get you to realize that. So thank you guys for sticking with me. And be sure to check us out June 14th when we relaunch My CP Does Not Define Me, and our first guest coming back into fruition here. Special shout out to the Wilson family, Edwina and Corey Wilson and Kelly, all of the Wilson family for allowing me to do My CP Does Not Define Me. Without you guys, this show wouldn't exist. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I will see you soon. If you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. This is D to the J with a roll away, saying we'll see you on June 14th for the relaunch and the next season of My CP Does Not Define Me.